I know everybody always hates to start. They're so busy talking, catchy up. Ah, it's cold here, people on Zoom. We had ice and it was really, really low, but fortunately heater's working and we've got heat.
Yes.
That's good stuff. The little things in life. Ah, so this is the year of core values. This way?
Yes.
Thank you. This is the year of core values. So we're working on some more, and this is the month of V. So we're doing virtue, vitality, and valor. So today's the last day of that, and then next month, we're going to go into, let me look at my list. It's going to be consistency, commitment, and courage. So it's really exciting learning about all the different core values, and there seems to be a lot of them. And it makes me really realize how hard it is to manage all of them in our lives, to keep everything on an even keel. And so when we're having bad days, there's no wonder. You have to go through a list of all these things to see where it is and what's going on. So we'll hear some more wisdom today from Joe, and that'll be really, really exciting. So let's start with an opening meditation, and you're going to do a little music first, and then after Lori does some opening music, I'll lead us into it. So close your eyes, please. Put your feet on the floor and just relax.
I am intending, I am intending right now to have the best day ever. We are creators, we are all creators. We can change our world, we can change it for the better. All of us together can change our world, change it for the better, change it for the better. We can change the world together.
Take those words with you as you go into the quiet, focusing on a better world, more loving, more kind. Just focus and relax. Gently allow yourself to be aware of my voice, coming back into the room and into your body, anchoring down securely and grounding into your feet, the bottom of your soles. Allow that peace to go with you all week, knowing that the divine is so beautiful, and we are this beauty. We mirror it. And I am so grateful to this and for this knowing. And say with me, please, and so it is. And Lori, are you going to give us another song, por favor?
Oh, of course. I'm just never familiar with what the order of our program is.
You do the meditation, and then one after the meditation.
Oh, I'll probably have to be reminded each time.
So I'll just bring you up each time. Okay.
Well, good morning, everybody.
Good morning.
So far this year, I've really been into the heart. And so anyway, I wrote a song called The Heart. Everything starts with the heart. As a matter of fact, we're going into that age of Aquarius, which is all about love and compassion and peace and all that, and it has to do with the heart. So this is that song. Not the age of Aquarius. I've already done that.
anybody new today? I forgot to ask her. Would you stand up, gentleman back there, and then I've got a gentleman here, so who wants to go first? How about gentleman in the back?
Hello, what do you want
What's your name?
to know? Barney Kaufman.
It's nice to meet you. Are you from up here?
Recently, past 10 years, I'm from Rev Joe.
Oh, nice. Great to have you. I hope you come back. Thank you. Please.
My name's Clayton, and I live around here, live in Oakhurst.
We hope you come back too.
I will.
Sounds good. Thank you. Now we're going to have a spiritual thought by John Milan. Do you need help with this, Stephanie? Are you okay?
Nope.
I'll get out of your way.
Love that food, John.
Thank you. Yeah, I was expecting a rendition of foods were made for walking.
For omelet.
For Halloween. Yes. Good morning, everybody.
Good morning,
Good morning,
John.
especially to the new folks. Nice to see you. My name is John Lalonde, and I'm giving the spiritual thought this morning, which is a shorter kind of experience of mine that kind of reinforce some of the principles here. And as Reverend Sandy outlined, we have three themes. I'm going to talk about vitality. And the reason for that is that about 3 weeks ago, when I started thinking about the themes this month and preparing what I was going to say today, I was not feeling very vital. As you can tell by my entrance up here, that I had ankle surgery in January. I was in a cast for a month. I've been in a boot for about a month, and could not bear weight for the first 5 or 6 weeks. And so I've been bearing weight about 2 weeks now, and I was still not bearing weight when all the snow started to happen. And we were, I was essentially trapped in the house. Joyce could go out, but I could not do the things that I eagerly actually like doing. I don't like that it happens, but I like cutting trees off the road when they fall on it, or off the water tank, or dealing with the shed that was crushed under a tree. All those things I like doing, and I couldn't do them. I tried going outside on my knee scooter. It would not go in a foot of snow. Just so I wanted to look at vitality, because I wasn't feeling it, and I knew that there just something wasn't correct, and correct with this kind of moving in a poor me direction. And I think this is, Reverend LJ talked a little bit about re-remembering as I concluded what I want to say today. This is a re-remembering kind of spiritual thought. But the first thing I did was to look at kind of regular dictionary definitions of vitality. And they were things like liveliness, animation, ability to endure and perform its functions. Performance functions did not help me, because that was, I wasn't feeling that kind of vitality here. Looking a little further, there were the state of being strong, the property of being able to survive, develop, and grow. And vitality is present in all things. These are still some of the definitions. And they gave an example of the vitality in seeds. Those seeds know what to do. Then I saw some synonyms that I liked: energy, vigor, intensity, exuberance, zing, stamina, hardiness, and robustness. Those were some online synonyms for vitality. And I especially liked zing. I didn't feel it, but I like it. I like the word of it. So looking at the Latin root of the word vitality, of life or life-giving. So it's starting to move in a direction that was feeling like, okay, there's an answer here for me. And then last week, Reverend Missy also spoke about vitality, and she described it as the life force that is exemplified by the in and out of our breath, that every breath is a prayer. And that was just a lovely way to think about vitality. So from there, or from from not being satisfied with the kind of secular or common dictionary definitions, I went to Ernest Holmes and looked in the index and the glossary and found a glossary excerpt on vitality and energy. And I also learned in reading the beginning of the glossary that Ernest Holmes intended or stated that part of his purpose in writing the glossary and the book was that if you can look at the first 4 chapters in the introduction of the book, that's 60 pages, and study the glossary, that you will have a good grounding and understanding of the science of mind. I thought that was really kind of a quick way to get through something that is, well, this excerpt is from page 645. So it's a big book. It is a 5-sentence excerpt. There are some run-on sentences and a lot of commas, but I'm going to read the whole thing and then talk about a couple of the excerpts. Vitality and energy. Energy is a divine and unfailing attribute, and therefore is never depleted, limited, or destroyed. Vitality means that on which life depends, but vitality in man or human comes from and is of God. The vitality of God is self-existent, self-propelling. He goes on, as I become conscious of my oneness with good, I am filled with enthusiasm and a sense of energy and vitality. God is the indwelling power of my life. As I open myself to the inner vital life and merge myself with its flow, I find myself energized and vitalized. So I didn't realize this was the last week of these themes, but that seems like a perfect last one because it really, for me, said it all. And so a couple of things with this. That energy is a divine and unfailing attribute, never depleted, limited, or destroyed. This is what we hear about God, that divine energy is always present, not the kind of depressed or poor me thing that I was going through. I was feeling depleted, limited, all those things. I was not feeling God. I was feeling a physical form that was, needing some attention, I guess. Vitality means that on which life depends. That's like the Latin of life or life-giving. And Ernest Holmes makes it clear that in humans, vitality comes from God. So vitality is of God. The vitality of God is self-existent, that vitality is part and parcel of and an essential and integral attribute of God, that divine spirit, by definition, is vital. He also wrote in this glossary that as I become conscious of my oneness with good, which is synonymous with God, I am filled with enthusiasm and a sense of energy and vitality. The key word here for me is conscious, that bring my focus and my awareness to my oneness with divine spirit within. That's the remedy. He concluded this glossary entry with, as I open myself to the inner vital life and merge myself with its flow, I find myself energized and vitalized. So there was the prescription for my troubles and woes, that I had been focusing on vitality in the wrong area. I was looking at limitations in physical form. And my vitality is not controlled by my left ankle or the weather. It is controlled by the divine presence in me, the life force in every cell of my body that is organized for my good and active in my healing right now, right here. So this shift in focus from the experience of limitation in the physical form to the divine presence within, which I am, took me from a poor me experience to a rich me experience. Thank you.
Lots of good things to think about. Reverend Laurie, another song for people.
there. Now, this one's gonna be a sing-along, y'all. So, since we have such a big crowd today, I wanna hear all kinds of singing and joy going on. And it's gonna be really easy because it's the same thing that repeats over and over again, except for like one word will change or so, okay? So I will say that word, and then as soon as you hear it, then you'll be able to join in, okay? Right, that's the directions. So I just have to, I just wanted to say first, though, I love the word zing too, because I actually had a vacuum cleaner that was called the Bissell Zing. And it was the cutest little thing. It followed me everywhere. Okay, should we do it fast? Kind of medium down, okay? Come and go with me to that land. Come and go with me to that land. Now I'm going to do it a little bit slower. Thank you.
And you brought lots of energy, Marty.
You brought the zing.
Oh, we're ready for our speaker today. And we get Rev Joe Bull.
Man. Oh, good morning.
Good morning.
Well, between, John took half my talk, and between that and that fabulous song got me feeling the spirit of Jesus in the house.
Yeah.
Gosh, amen, huh?
Yeah.
Wow. So I'll try to skip around the things that John already covered. I'm like you, John, I lost my vitality too in this winter time. It just beat me up. I admit it, I was frustrated. I couldn't go outside and do what I wanted to do out there. And I still don't want to go outside and do anything out there. It's just too cold for me yet. But we'll get there. Reverend Sandy talked about core values, and I wanted to just remind everybody what those core values are really about. She's the one who puts those out each and every month for us to consider. 3 different values. They're a measuring stick for all of our choices and decisions in life, and keeping us focused on the person we want to be while creating our best environment for happiness, inner peace, and clear thinking. And that's why she puts those out, and she asks all of us, all of our speakers, to focus on 3 different themes each and every month. So that's why they're out there, and I appreciate you putting those out there for us. Thank you. You know, we as your speakers, we give you ideas and things to consider, presenting, something to think about and maybe apply in your life. You know, our relationship with God, Spirit, or whatever name you choose to reference God, it's a personal choice, isn't it? It's a personal choice. There are many paths in our beliefs across the world and one God. And for me personally, that's all that's needed. That's all that matters to me. That we all have our personal relationship with God. Because we have our spiritual journeys and our personal relationships with God, it goes with us on our path if we choose to go with God. Now, I know Luana said this before, and maybe a few other speakers, you're either going with God or you're not, right? Those are our choices. And I know how I feel when I'm not going with God, and I know when I'm not going with God. God is always right there and available always to celebrate with us and to help us in time of need, to help heal us, guide us, and show us the way. Stole my word zing from me too. Isn't that a great word? Zing. We are only here for a short time on this planet, folks. So experiencing our human life, why not enjoy it while we're all here? It is a very short life for us if we think about it. Now, vitality in Scripture means life force, that it is the power that separates the living from the dead. A power and a physical, mental strength and health. A power to live and thrive. A vital force. That's what vitality means to me. And that's what I found in Scripture. We know that God possesses all of these things, which means so do we. We're a chip off the old block, right? If God's got it, I got it. Vitality is also described as a person's ability to live, grow, and develop, meaning having energy and being vigorous and active. And that's what I want to get back to. I think they say that spring has sprung. It was spring on the 20th. Are you kidding me? It doesn't feel like it, does it? That's when I really want to get vigorous and active. Excuse me. How do we ensure vitality in our lives? Different ways. By meditating, of course, practicing gratitude, immersing ourselves in nature, and spending meaningful time with loved ones. There's ways to get back to it, just like John has. He's gotten back to his meaning, his vitality. We also find by doing these things that we seek out activities that bring us joy and happiness to help lift us. Excuse Old man winter is still hitting my nose. Vitality is the driving force to be strong and active. There are 3 elements to vitality. Relationships. We develop relationships with people, don't we? We do. And it helps build our vitality when we start to nurture those relationships. And to maintain relationships, we stay in touch with each other or others. It's how we nurture and develop friendships. And it makes us feel like we're a part of something when we have friends or family. Values. We know what we value in life, so we work toward keeping those values alive by engaging in them daily. We know what we like to do, right? So we focus our intention on them. Purpose. Purpose is another way of revitalizing our life. What is our purpose in life? We develop our purpose on something we truly enjoy, to feel alive, and it defines who and what we are. We do want to be definitive as to who we are, and we can change that anytime we want to, which helps to change things up, especially when we're not feeling that vitality. Regular encounters with God's Spirit. We pray with God, we talk with God, don't we? I talk with God all the time, all the time. In our personal spiritual practices. Now, I've spoken to you about that before, but whatever your spiritual practices are, we need to focus our attention on those. We continue to practice our spiritual disciplines, meditation, pray, etc., to keep us balanced in life. God and the universe say yes to whatever we want or think. So let's focus on the positive, right? Right. I believe that's why Reverend Angelo named this church the Positive Living Center, for a reason, because we think in positive terms here, always. Vitality means energy, which means power, which means engaged in life daily. Let us remember, we already have what we need to succeed inside of us. We don't need to go around adding more stuff in our life. Oh, if I think if I do this and grab this, it'll make me feel better about myself. We really don't need anything else. We already have what we need inside of us. Let's use what we came equipped with. John Lalonde, I think, is a perfect example of that with his flute circle. And he loves performing here with his flutes with us. It's a love he has, and it shows. And he has a collection of different array of flutes, small ones, big ones, to get different sounds and different feel of them. And as he travels, sometimes he finds another flute that he likes, and he adds it to his already collection. So I thank John for doing that. That's one of his purposes in life. One of his things he's meant to do is play that flute for us. And we're so blessed that he is. Reverend Judy with her mother drum. You guys have heard her pound that mother drum. It vibrates through us, doesn't it? It vibrates through your soul. It lifts you. And she has a drum circle. That's what she loves to do, is to invite people in to bring their drum instruments and to follow that path with her. So those are two perfect examples to me of someone who's enjoying what they do and sharing it with others. In this law of attraction, if we get stuck in our muck, I use muck for lack of a better term. You guys know what muck is anyway. More muck can follow. When it rains, it pours, it seems like. We maintain our vitality by getting up and getting moving toward our work, a labor of love, or whatever that is to us. And de-stress. We do stress sometimes. I know I do. Yep, when we stress, we need to combat this by doing things to release it, not fight it. I don't try to fight it, I just try to let go of it and remind myself to release and let go and let it go, because it doesn't mean anything to me. I don't need to stress about these things. I release it by taking a nap, or going for a nice, easy walk, or talk with a loved one about what's bothering me. And we can all do those things. I have so many friends that take naps every day. And I know what time they take their naps, so I don't bother them by calling them and wanting to talk. Yeah, I just slept for an hour and I got up, took a big glass of water, and now I'm ready, I'm energized, I'm vitalized to do some more. And naps are so good for us, so healthy for us. Then there's this thing called the 80% eating rule. Have you ever heard of that? I haven't. I read about it. The 80% eating rule. It means stop eating when we feel 80% full. And it keeps us from feeling lazy and weak, according to that. So I guess we shouldn't, including Thanksgiving, when we really gorge too much, right? We get fat and lazy. So they're saying eat until you feel 80% full, whatever your 80% is. Just want to throw it out there. And hang out with positive people. They can lift us with happiness. Sometimes when we get down, we want to find other people who will get down with us. Why do we do that? Add, misery loves company kind of a thing. When we hang out with positive people and feel this happiness in our intention, we'll start to feel it and believe it again, that we're okay. Reverend Michael Beckwith, leader of the Agape Church in Culver City, California. I love this guy. He says the best way to maintain this energy called vitality is to stop listening to other people telling you what it is that you can't do in life. And I totally agree with that. Because there are people who say, well, you can't do that. Not possible. And you just want to put them aside and find someone who agrees with you, that you know that you can do things. He goes on to say that when we decide to allow other people to determine who and what we are, we begin to believe that, and we give up. As we go forward in our lives, we may encounter delays, he goes on to say. Delays don't mean we are defeated in our journey towards something we want. It just simply means that we stop and examine that and take a look at that delay. Is it something that I need to think about and maybe apply? If not, then let it go and move forward. For me, if I have something that's delaying me, I'll look at it, evaluate it, and go, no, you're not for me. And I'll simply say, get thee behind me. I heard that a long time ago, and it's always stuck with me. Get thee behind me. I have had the news affect me in a negative way. My wife is quite aware of that. I quit watching the news a long time ago because I wanted to throw something at the TV. But now I just read the news, so I'm informed of what's going on around me. And I do know a lot of people up here who don't know what's going on because they don't look at the news at all. And I'm envious of that. But I want to know what's going on up there. So I try to read it and then let it go of it and not live in it or think about it in a negative way. The universal law wants what we ask for. The law takes no sides. It is absolutely neutral, isn't it? So if we want more worry, anxiety, or more lackness or not enoughness, guess what we get when we ask for it? We get what we ask for, the law of attraction. We get more of the same yuck. If we have some dark, tough times, muck around us, let's get back to our spiritual practices. It's as simple as that. Or calling a friend or someone who will convince you and remind you once again of your good. When we get into tough times, let's go back into our quiet time, our being still time, and go within with God. And tell God what it is that we do truly want. I still have some Christian friends of mine, God bless them, who say, Joe, you can't tell God anything. You may ask God, and God might grant you some things. I go, well, the heck with that. I tell God what I want all the time, and I get exactly what I ask for. It seems like blasphemy or something, but I always tell God what it is I want, and God responds. We know how God works, don't we? In my meditation, as I release negativity, I feel my vitality rise, and I feel God surrounding me with love and return to my peace, my power, and my happiness. The vitality is within us, all around us, this energy force. It's like when we pray for ourselves or somebody else. That's pure vitality at work. That's God in action. When ministers and practitioners pray for you and with you, we are co-joined together and helping you with the prayer of what it is that you do want. And then God does the work. We don't do the work. We're not the miracle workers. God does the work. We're just setting it up in a positive way. That's what we do. We sit and get still and focus on what we want. These practices start to work for our good, as we are now convinced that this is the right way to go. The universe will match our thoughts and desires. That is the law. That is the law. Meditation is, I believe, the key to going back to one's self, lifting us to believe in ourselves again and again, leads us back to our vitality. This vitality is within us, all around us. When we pray for ourselves or someone else, that's pure vitality at work. So to recap, how do we truly maintain vitality? Focus on our purpose. De-stress. Have love in your life, whatever that is to you. Hang out with good people. And remember balance in your life. Balance is so important. God and the universe are one, and we are all connected to it. Thank you, and so it is. Thank you.
That was great, Joe. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Barney, would you and Lori come up and do offering? You guys will bounce up and down, and I love to watch that.
I'll do anything, Lord.
I'm not touching that one.
Scared now.
Good girl. We can't take you two out in public anymore, right?
Oh, well, you know. Better to get us out in public, or else we'll just go screwball on our own.
Divine love.
She just wants it all.
Lori, say with me, please. Divine love flowing
flowing
through me, blesses and increases
all that I give
and all that I
receive.
Now go get him, Tyler. Go, go, go.
Everyone needs that. Whoa. Leave us laying around all
We know who's gonna need the crutches next, right?
Oh, sure, you're gonna show that you collected more than we do. You keep playing all the songs that I'm just about to play.
Well, you missed my original today.
Oh, well.
Thank you, guys. Oh, and to those on Zoom, you can type by going into the iFocus. Missy puts information up there in the chat, so you can see how to make your donations. So for announcements, we have, when you come in the door back there, a list for everybody to please put their phone numbers on. And that way, when we have like snow days when we can't come in, we'll be able to call people too and make sure that if they didn't see the iFocus, that they get the message. So please, even if you get the iFocus all the time, go ahead and put them down so we can get a complete list. What have you got, Barney?
Well, I have an announcement.
Okay, come up and do it.
All right.
Oh, it's flowers.
You're in for one today. So I wore green because I work on environmental projects. And truly, we are all one. And so I feel like I carry a lot of the good energy from my dear, dear loved one, Angie, and how sometimes he's helped me through the harder times, the bleak valleys in my life. But, and I love to give people flowers, so I didn't have anyone to give a flower to that I loved, and I thought, I'm gonna bring these flowers to everyone at the PLC. And these are very unique flowers, and Joe, it is spring, as evidenced by these flowers. But these are Paulownia blossoms, and they're also known as the kiri tree. And the kiri tree is revered in Asian culture and Japanese culture. When a young girl is born, they plant a kiri tree. And when she becomes of age and is going to get married, they cut down the kiri tree and they make a beautiful chest for her kimono to keep. And the kiri tree is also revered in China as a healing tree. But this particular tree, okay, now another announcement, Joe, sorry about the news. The IPCC, the International Panel on Climate Change, just basically announced that if we don't change, we are plucked. Or what was that word used today, Joe? Huh?
Zing.
Zing, yeah, well, let's just put it this way, we're not gonna last very long on this planet as consciousness. So, and I realize in my own life, sometimes if I don't change, I'm in the same condition as the world. So what in pictures, out pictures. So we all can use a little change when we're not doing well and recognizing, hey, this is where we are, but we can go here. And we can, Joe, as Joe says. So this tree also is that this grows on. I've involved a little project in Madeira on Avenue 22 called Bob's Biomass. And he planted 10 acres of these trees because they grow 20 feet a year. They sequester more carbon than any other plant. And we're working on projects. We just put bees out because this makes wonderful honey. But this tree, along with 1,000 other ideas and ways that we can sequester carbon and change the direction of our actions to something positive. I just want to say we can avert the pain and suffering of climate change, and people are doing it. So I just wanted to give you one of these little hopeful flowers. So I left them over there. Take a sprig. They're really beautiful. They're edible. I sent a box of these to a bunch of San Francisco chefs to try and cook them in different ways. Joe Sweat helped me box them up, and he drove them in his fish truck to the flower market in San Francisco, and then they were picked up by a guy called the King of Mushrooms, and he's distributing them to all the high-end restaurants to see if they are good to cook. I ate one raw. They're horrible. Then I put some olive oil in a pan with some butter and lots of garlic and salt, and I sauteed them, and they tasted pretty good. But everything tastes good. Garlic and butter, what do you got? So anyways, please do just grab a couple of these and take them with you. I think they're beautiful. And in another month, I'm gonna bring us all in some Paulownia tree honey. And we'll have to do that. So thank you very much. You're beautiful. Thank you, Barney. Thank you for your energy, because it keeps me going.
Thank you, Barney. That's really an interesting looking plant. I've never heard of it before.
It's Paulownia, like P-A-U-L. It's a miracle plant. It's a miracle
It's
plant.
P-A-U-L-O-N-A?
P-A-U-L-O-W-I-N-A.
O-W-I-N-A. I have to look it up. Neat. Okay, so.
Yeah. So, microphone, Judy. Okay. They're not gonna come, so they're a little too far away. You know what's going on.
Good morning. As Joe had mentioned, we have are you going to do the flute circle this week? On the second Saturday of the month at 2:00 is the flute circle. And John Malone leads that. He has flutes. If you're interested in that modality, you can sit and listen and learn. and that is till 3:30. And then we have our drum circle from 4 to 5. And it is always an energetic of harmonics, from the sound of the beautiful native flute to the native drum. So join us with your heartbeat.
April 8th.
April.
So not this week, the weekend.
2 Saturdays.
The second Saturday of the month.
Any more announcements? No? Okay, the prayer partner this week is John Milan. He's a practitioner intern. And I've seen some of the prayers he wrote and some of the results from the people that he did them for, and he's excellent. So if you have something you're working on, please stop in and see John today and let him help you with it. He just full of heart, full of love, and the divinity just flows through. I'm speaking next week, so everybody be here.
Okay.
It's lonely if you're not. So let's do the prayer protection. The light of God surrounds me. The love of God enfolds me. The power of God protects me. The energy of God is me. Wherever I am, God is, and all is well. Reverend Laurie, would you come up and play us a closing song?
All right. This one really doesn't have much to do, well, no, this one is totally about vitality.
Man, you pivot on a dime, girl. You are adaptable.
I am very, no matter what the topic is, this song is adaptable, I tell you. It's an old Mary Chapin Carpenter song, and that Louisiana Bayou style, you know, just try to imagine. I was trying to figure it.
Saturday night and the moon is out. I'm gonna head on over to the twist and shout. Find a two-step bottle and a Cajun beat. When you lift me up, I'm gonna find my feet. Out in the middle of a big dance floor, and I hear that fiddle wanna beg for more. I wanna dance with the band from Louisiana tonight. Oh, well, I never had a wander down to New Orleans. I never had driven down Bayou Street, but I heard that music on the radio, and I swore someday I was gonna go. Down the highway just after Lafayette to Baton Rouge, and I won't forget to send you a card with my regrets, because I'm never gonna come back home. Saturday night and the moon is out. I'm gonna head on over to the twist and shout. Gonna do step on a renegade to beat. When it lifts me up, I'm gonna find my feet. Out in the middle of a big dance floor, and I hear that fiddle gonna dance. I wanna dance with the band from Louisiana tonight. They got an alligator stew and a crawfish pie. A ghost going into town tonight. A living on the Delta Scottish show. They got hurricane and every time it blows. Living on the Delta, here I go again. I love it when I do that. I come right back. I barely do it. They can't pass the Lafayette, the Baton Rouge, and I won't forget to send you a card with my regrets, 'cause I'm never gonna come back home. Saturday night and the moon is out. I'm gonna head on over to the twist and shout. Gonna do step on a renegade and me. When it lifts me up, I'm gonna find my feet. Out in the middle of a big dance floor, and I hear that fiddle gonna beg for more. I'm gonna dance to the band of Louisiana tonight. They got an alligator stew and a crawfish pie. A ghost going into town tonight. I'm living on the Delta Scottish show. They got hurricane parties every time I go. Right here up north, it's the cold, cold rain, and there ain't no cure for my bluesy day. Except when the paper says close the land, it's coming into town, baby, let's go. Saturday night and the moon is out. I'm gonna get on over to the twist and shout. Find a new step on the renegade beat. When it lifts me up, I'm gonna find my feet. Out in the middle of a big dance floor, and I hear that fiddle gonna beg walk from my night and then you're gonna feel a little bit young again. Well, I learned to dance with your rock and roll and sing with your dirty dance. But you learn to love when you lost it, know when you do a little joy. Here we go. And Saturday night when the moon is out, I'm gonna head on over to the Tuesday. On a Tuesday, on a Medicaid scheme, and it'll lift me up, I'm gonna find my feet. Out in the middle of a big dance floor, when I hear that beat, you're gonna beg some more. I wanna dance with them from Louisiana tonight. I wanna dance with them from Louisiana tonight. I wanna dance with them from Louisiana tonight.
There's still energy, vitality. Ah.
Everything feels warmer.
So just close your eyes, please, and just take in the appreciation of all that was shared with us today. About vitality, about the way to look at things, all the wisdom. For we are important, and what we are and what we are becoming is important. The world needs us, and we have shown up. And we continue to show up and continue to love, continue to share and to gift and to be. And I am so grateful for our spiritual family and all that we bring to the world. And say with me, please, and so it is. Oh, enjoy your week, everyone. Thank you.